Hello, Internet. I'm Insane Lane, as well as a Canadian girl, and wow, is it hot. If you are in the upper half of the planet, it's really freaking hot. So I apologize if there is fan noise going on, but it's better than melting. So today we have couple refuses ID, turns into heated standoff. The guard puppy is off patrolling because he's had a lot of barking to do today, but he may put in an appearance. We'll see. But for starters, we got this. And I gotta say, I respect her nail game. Oh, somebody heard his name. Come on, you. Up, up. Yes. Oh, yes, somebody's been. Okay, he muted me twice there. But yes, guard puppy has been summoned. You are way too good at pressing the mute button, you know that? You're way too good. He's like, yeah, I know, I do it on purpose. Let's see what we got. Volume looks good.
Why is he reacting this way?
On June 2nd, 2025, an undercover patrol officer spotted a driver doing 68
Florida.
and 35. He'll quickly find out this is no ordinary stop.
That means stop moving the car. Now,
Okay, that is quite the odd siren that they have. I don't think I've heard that one before. Like, I'm not sure if that's the horn or the siren, but it's a weird sound. It sounds like how fire trucks sound here.
back up. Really? You're a fucking idiot.
Okay.
Stop the car right here and stop driving around. No, stop here. You're done driving around. Stop the car right here before I arrest you. Stop.
Okay, as much as I will agree with the officer that somebody trying to drive away from what is obviously a traffic stop is a fucking idiot, one thing I would like him to be doing when he's calling out for the car to stop is being more specific, because he's just saying, like, this car or driver, and most people are going to say, yeah, it's the car he's directly behind is the one that he means, but just for, posterity's sake, especially if this goes to court, I would want him to be calling out the make and model of the car, maybe the license plate, to make it like undeniable, so this guy can't go, well, I didn't know they meant me. I thought he meant the car in front of me or the car next to me because he just said car. You got to think ahead with things like that. So yeah, call out the make and model, the color, license plate, so that there is no denying this car knew that it was the one you wanted to stop. You gotta make things idiot proof, kind of.
Yo, you know what blue lights mean, right? That means stop.
Listen,
that means don't keep driving.
Sir,
No. Listen, you took your driver's test, right?
Sir?
Did you take your driver's test?
Okay.
No, that's a real simple question. Did you take your driver's test?
Yes, I did.
So what do blue and white lights mean that signify a police car? What does that mean? Does that mean keep driving till you're ready?
It's not red. It's blue.
You're right. I said blue and white.
I don't know. I didn't even see you.
We're trying to find a good
We're trying to find a safe
That's all.
place, and you
Yeah, right here. Where I tell you to go is a safe
that's
place.
that's not how it goes, sir.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
the law.
Driver's license.
Why did you put me over?
Driver's
I'm not
license.
giving it to you.
No, that's not happening yet. I'll call him in 1 minute. So the reason for the stop, south of the lake, which is south of Atlantic, I was sitting there in the middle of the road. You're going 65 miles an hour.
I wasn't
45. I make the turnaround. Hold on, you asked me the reason for the stop. I'm informing you the reason for the stop. We come south of Linton Boulevard, and then you're going 68 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone.
Sir, I'm just trying to make it
I
safe.
just informed.
Okay. The cop is doing his job. I like to see an officer actually explaining why they stop someone, because too often they don't. But the officer does need to cut his attitude in half. I get that he's offended that this guy didn't immediately stop and pull over for him, and, maybe he's one of those cops that thinks disrespecting him in any way is the only real crime, but the attitude is not helping. Okay, the guy has now pulled over. You need to dial it down. Be professional. I'm not saying this guy is being the most cooperative here, because he's not, but the officer having a like buttload of attitude here is not helping anything. Like, this is how situations spiral out of control. You get two stubborn people, both with attitude, and nobody will yield. And it's, and I do put it on the officer to have the responsibility to de-escalate and control themselves because they're the professional in the situation. They are the ones getting paid. They are the ones that are supposedly trained to deal with high stress situations and be able to keep a cool head. I'm not seeing a cool head right now.
Send you the reason
Sir,
for the
I'm
stop.
just trying to make it safe for me and you. I'm
Don't worry
looking for a
about that.
place.
Don't worry about that.
But why you?
Don't worry about it. I'll worry about our safety. Once I know who I'm talking
I-
to, listen to me. Once I know who I'm talking to,
like,
what I'm
no.
dealing with, then we can move to a safer spot. But you
That's
don't
not.
just keep
That's not how it
driving.
goes.
Really?
I didn't keep
My
driving.
mother is a cop and she
You
said
didn't keep driving?
I did
You
not
literally
keep
made an entire U-turn.
because
and
we
all
was in the
way
middle of the
there. Went back
road.
to-
We was
No,
in the middle of the
we're in a
road.
turn lane.
Yes, we're in the turning lane. So how are you gonna
Give
pull
me
me
your
over,
driver's
sir?
license. I've already
Yo,
told you
sir,
to
I want
stop.
you to call your
I
supervisor.
will, but I'm going to need that
No, I'm
driver's
not
license.
giving you my driver's license. It's not. It's not.
Get out
What
of
are
the
you
car.
doing?
What is going on?
What are you doing?
If you
This
don't
is
give me your
illegal.
driver's license,
What you doing
you're
is illegal,
failing to
sir.
identify yourself.
No, I'm not.
Okay, it is not illegal for the cop to open the door and pull him out. Do I wish he was handling this a lot cooler? Yes. Has the guy refused to give his license twice now? Yes. That is obstructing. That is refusing to ID. There, at this point, if you're the cop, you could be thinking there's a reason for it. Maybe this guy is wanted. Maybe he has warrants. You don't know because like, I respect the guy in the car saying I want a supervisor, especially with the way the cop is acting, but you can't put things on hold until a supervisor gets there. I wish it was that way sometimes, but that's not how it works. And if he has a license and he's not wanted, he should be giving it to the cop, even though the cop is having an atrocious attitude problem. But at this point, the cop is on 100. He's not going to calm down. He's decided this guy's getting out of the car, which he has every legal right to make him get out of the car. So that's how this is going to go. Again, time and place to argue is almost always in a courtroom. It is not on the side of the road. So just get out of the car, deal with the situation, and then file a complaint against this cop later or report them to the supervisor when they arrive, if they arrive. Because I'm also not okay with the fact that the cop has been asked to get a supervisor like 2-3 times and keeps saying, well, I will in a minute. I don't like that because that makes the cop look sus to me. Like, again, every department has their own policy on whether they call a supervisor or not. Some of them they're required to, some of them they're not. Some of them it's officer discretion, some of them it depends on the situation. So I don't know what the policy is in this particular county in Florida, but I do think if an officer is asked for a supervisor, they should radio for one. Even if they get told like a supervisor's not available or they get told by the supervisor, I'm not responding to a traffic stop. I got, more important things to do. At least you tried and then you don't look sus for not doing it.
I'm not feeling like for supervisor.
For resisting without violence.
I'm not
Give
resisting.
me your driver's license.
I'm not resisting.
I'll put your handcuffs. I'll still call a supervisor.
I'm not resisting.
Give
Where's
me
the
your
resist?
driver's license.
I'm not giving you my driver's
Take
license,
this
sir.
to the next step.
I'm not. Where did I
Give
take
me
it?
your driver's
And you look,
license.
you have your hands in
Give
my
me your
car,
driver's
opening my
license.
door.
Ready?
What do you mean I'm ready?
Give me the driver's license.
Why
as
you
I've already
treating me
told
like
you the
this?
reason for the stop.
That didn't happen. I didn't agree with it.
Okay.
Why you opening my door?
You don't have to agree with it.
Okay, also, news to some people, and this really is news to some people, it doesn't matter if you agree with the reason for the traffic stop. Okay, you can say, no, I wasn't speeding, no, I didn't make that illegal turn, no, I didn't run that red light, or no, I didn't blow that stop sign. All you want. It's not going to change anything on the side of the road. Argue that in court. Okay, at this point, the cop has decided that you committed this crime. They're going to write you a ticket for it. You're not going to change their mind come hell or high water. It's not going to happen. So just get through it. Argue it in court if you want to, or just pay the damn ticket. Whatever. But saying, I disagree, I don't think I was speeding, and therefore you have no right to write me a ticket, it doesn't work like that.
Get out. Put the car in park.
Why
Get
you?
out of the car. I'm
Look
not
at this.
joking.
What are you doing, sir? What am I doing?
I've already explained to you the reason for the stop.
That is
I already
not.
explained to you in detail the reason for the stop.
That is
and
not-
You're
that's
still
not-
failing to identify yourself.
That is not. That
Give me
I
your
don't
driver's
think
license,
it's.
and I will go to supervise you as you requested.
Now we feel threatened.
Now,
You are-
take off your belt. Take off your seatbelt since you don't want to give me your driver's license.
Listen, sir, I would feel more comfortable if you look what you're doing.
Go ahead. No, that's fine. I'll get your supervisor on the way. But here, you've already said exactly what I told you not to. Get out of the car. Step out of the car. Step out of the car before you make this entirely worse. Step out of the car.
Why you being so
I've already
aggressive?
explained it to you. Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Stand right here.
Bro, I didn't do anything.
Don't do that.
Why you put my hand? I didn't do anything.
Give me your hand and put it behind your back.
I'm not.
Now.
You can put it in the front because I'm not doing anything.
Put your hands behind your
You're
back.
just doing this for no reason. You can put it in front. I didn't do anything illegal.
You're going to go on the ground, and I'm going to get your hands behind your back. You understand me? Like I said, in 1 second, you're standing too close to me right now. Back up. I'm dealing with him. You can stay back in the car. I'll get all that information in a minute. Back up. You're too close to standing next to me. How far is he up to be? Like, what do you?
Okay. These two, I don't know what is up with them, but they got like some major weirdness going on because the way they're acting is not normal. Even if you disagree with the cop and his attitude, I don't know. I very much get the impression they're hiding something because they are both way too chill and like way too reluctant to give any information. And I think I heard her say her mom is a cop. I'm not believing that because if your mom was, you would know better than to act like this. As for him like being concerned she's too close, yeah, initially she was, but she's backed up. I'm fine with her being there. You know, I'm not concerned about a weapon or anything because that would have gone off at this point. What do you think, puppy? He thinks he's melted. But yeah, like her doing the name and badge number thing, I almost get the impression these two are like a month and a half away from becoming sob sits because they're like kind of right on the edge. Like if they say the car is unregistered and has no insurance, I'm doubling down on that. But I'm surprised that the cop has not called for backup yet because usually when somebody won't get out of the car, the first thing they do is call for backup. So surprised that he hasn't.
Hey, stop moving around. Stop moving around.
I don't want to get wet.
Stop moving around.
Okay, I just don't want to get wet.
Okay, well, too bad it's raining, and I don't have an umbrella for either one.
Okay, so you don't have to handle me like this, sir.
Okay.
All these are on traffic.
Yeah, you have to stop for blue lights. Come this way. I just told you I'd get it to you. Give me 1 second. I'm dealing with him right now. Wow. That's my priority.
Okay. New piece of information. I'd forgotten this. This cop is in an unmarked car. So, I assume he is on duty because he seems to have all his stuff. But he's in an unmarked car. So, it's weird to me that an unmarked police car is going to pull somebody over for speeding. Usually they have, like, higher priority crimes than that they're dealing with if they're in a fancy unmarked car like that. So, it makes me wonder if this started as, like, pissed off police. Not saying the guy wasn't speeding, but it's odd that somebody in an unmarked car who's alone is dealing with a traffic stop. And the fact that he has not called for backup or a supervisor, even though one was requested, is also kind of sus to me. Like, I don't know what it is with this, but it feels like something else is going on here.
This is crazy. Why I have to be here? I'm not sitting down.
Okay, well, you can stand, man. Hold on here.
I'm not gonna run, man. What you like? I got no work shoes.
Also, here's a question for the officer. You've now pretty much arrested this guy. Where are you going to put him? Because you're not putting him in the back of that car.
Bro? Like, why would I run, bro? What's wrong with you?
I don't know why you wouldn't just stop or give me your driver's license when I told you.
Because I'm not gonna do that. Okay. I don't feel why you picked.
I've already explained to you the reason for the stop.
It was not a good reason. It's not a good reason.
That's your opinion.
Okay, and that's your opinion.
I'm gonna explain everything here in 1 minute. You asked for my information. Go ahead and jot it down. I'm giving it to you, and then you can go back to where you were. And go ahead and hang out in the car where it's safer. Okay, well, you're not gonna stand here with us either. So you're gonna go in the car. You ready for my name and information as you requested? So, now that it's just you and I here, you're not showing out for your girl. Let me explain this to you.
I'm not showing out for my girl.
Did I not explain to you the reason for the stop?
I'm not even that type of dude.
Listen to me.
Listen to me like that, bro.
What does it say when a police car has lights and siren activated to pull you over? You pull over right or left, whatever's the safest portion of the roadway, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You pull over. You identify yourself. Now I say, you know what? This probably isn't a good spot for either one of us. Let's move it out of the roadway, and then we'll take this to where it needs to go, and we both be on our merry way. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
I have explained to you the reason for the stop after you asked me, why am I being stopped? Did I not?
Yes, you did.
And then I said I need your driver's license.
Yeah.
And then you told me that that's not a good enough reason. You're not going to provide me with your driver's license. Now we have an issue.
Okay,
because you're failing to identify yourself.
That's not what is going on.
Unfortunately, that is because it's all on camera.
I know. So I know what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's not what's going on. That's not what happened.
Did you provide me with your driver's
I
license?
didn't give you my ID because you said it was the reason. I didn't agree. That's not how it works. I engaged.
Okay, cop is right. That's not how it works. You don't have to agree with the traffic stop reason to have to go along with what you need to do. However, I will say, if this car with just the blue lights came up behind me, I can't say I would know that he's pulling me over. Because I don't recognize those lights. This is not a police car. I didn't, if that was your siren, it sounded more like a regular, car horn to me than a police siren. So I think the guy in a courtroom, again, with a good lawyer, he's got some wiggle room on I didn't know that I was being pulled over, especially as the cop didn't identify the car more specifically. But I'm not okay with the way this cop is lecturing this guy. Granted, this guy is doing everything wrong. He didn't hand over his license. He's absolutely guilty of obstruction and failing to ID. That is what he did. He made his opinion clear of I don't think you have a reason to pull me over, therefore I'm not complying with you. Dude is not helping himself. Totally true. But this cop needs to get a freaking rein on his attitude. And he needs to stop with the lecturing. Because right now, he just sounds like a pissed off cop that wants to be right. And he wants to convince this guy that he is right and have this guy go, oh yeah, you were totally right. I should have just kowtowed to your authority and, done blah, blah, blah. And again, yes, the guy should have complied. But officer, nobody's required to kiss your ass. And it feels like that's what you're demanding right now. So stop with the lecturing. Do your job. It's not about convincing this guy that you're right and making him agree with you.
I know I wasn't going 40, 65 or any of the miles you were saying.
Okay, good news is it's on camera in my police car as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you don't determine where the stop occurs.
It's raining. I'm going under a pavilion.
Okay.
I know the Walmart is right there.
That?
Because I put my hand out the window
and doesn't mean anything.
And pointed to where I was going. I'm like,
well, where's the whole issue when you fail to identify yourself after I've shown that I'm a police officer? You've seen it's a police car, and I explained to you the reason for the stop, and you said, I'm not giving it to you.
More Florida agencies are using unmarked sports cars to catch unsuspecting speeders and instances of aggressive driving. Increased local agencies say they need a stealthier way to catch extreme violators. Many are turning to unmarked muscle cars. Huh. I mean, it's not the worst idea. Other places have done it. I know in the UK they have a couple Lamborghinis because they have a big problem with street racing and people souping up cars to go, a billion miles an hour, and the regular police cars can't keep up. So this is not a bad idea. It does explain why an unmarked car is pulling over somebody. So thank you for the explanation. I still think they need to make at least the lights and the sirens need to be what people are used to avoid the argument. I'm not saying you would win the argument, but you can definitely make it, and sometimes it might work. So if you're going to have these muscle cars pulling people over, they need to make the same sound as a regular police car and have the same lights.
I didn't fail to.
No, you did.
I didn't fail to.
You don't have it in my hand.
I didn't give it to you yet.
Not yet. You said you're not giving it to me.
I did not. I didn't feel like it was what you're pulling me over is correct.
Well, that's not for you to dictate. That's for a judge.
Okay, well, that's okay. All right.
If you prefer, you can just go ahead and stop because you're digging yourself a deeper hole on why you didn't give me your driver's license, which is failing to identify yourself.
No, I'm not. I wasn't trying to.
And then I say to step out of the car, and you say, I'm not getting out of the car, which ensues me to have to open the door and do it for you.
You was being overly aggressive.
And then you wanted to pull away from me here.
I'm trying to pull away?
Yeah. Right.
You are
and you
so
basically
funny.
said, When I put one hand behind your back and said, give me the other, you push off the car. But I'm not worried about that.
I said, you getting me wet.
I'm not worried about that. Like I said.
It's on camera. Like, what are you talking about,
It's
sir?
on this one, that one, and hopefully half of it.
I haven't been aggressive at all to you.
No, it's your failure to comply.
You came to the window.
It's your failure to comply with a law enforcement order. That is providing your driver. No,
but sir,
unfortunately, that part's on video for you.
Okay.
There you go. Just take her advice. Just stop talking.
Okay, little Billy.
Just make it easier on yourself. Ma'am, is this your fiance? Is this your fiance, boyfriend, husband, or what's the variation?
Yeah, it's my partner.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever the case may be. Do you have a picture of his driver's license or ID or anything like that? Because he's not really cooperating on how to spell his last name.
What's going on?
I just need to know how to spell.
Okay, I have a question about this. Is he allowed to ask her to identify somebody else? I do not know. Anyone watching later or in the comments, if you know, is she... I don't think she is legally required to identify somebody else. I mean, if she was, like, being investigated or under arrest, she would have to ID herself, but I don't think there's anything that says she has to ID the guy she's with, regardless of their relationship status. So, I don't like this, because if that guy is refusing to give his ID, he has the right to do that. You know, they will eventually figure out who he is, and there is a charge for that, but that's his choice. So I don't like the officer, like, asking her to ID him. You know, I'm not sure how legal that would be, because I think it may be violating his rights.
No, but why is he reacting this way?
Because he's upset that we're standing in the rain, but we're all standing in the rain. That's kind of the issue. But
Babe, what's going on?
Ma'am, can you please help me spell his name so I can get this paperwork going?
Hold on 1 second.
Ma'am.
1 second, sir. You asked me to wait 1 second when you were giving me your information. I'm asking 1 second, please.
Yeah, but there's a big difference, okay? I'm dealing with him, who clearly you see how he's acting, right?
Okay, I need to see what's going on with him first. My priority is him, as you can understand.
All right, I get what's going on. Got it. Is this a rental car?
There's backup.
Is he on the rental agreement? Okay, may I see the rental agreement just so I can get the correct spelling of his name, since neither of you want to provide me with that?
Peterson,
ma'am,
what do you want to do? Do you want to get... He's asking for information.
If he doesn't give me the name, he's going to go to jail as John Doe.
He's going to jail?
That's correct.
Why is he going to jail?
For failure to identify himself.
Yep.
Yeah, please get the rental agreement. Ma'am.
What? Over a stop
Can you
sign?
really help me?
May I speak to the supervisor now, please?
For 1 minute, he's actually talking to my supervisor right now.
Okay, I will prefer to work for your supervisor.
Okay, well, he's talking to my supervisor right now.
Okay, after he's done, I'll speak to
I will go ahead and get my supervisor and advise him that you would like to speak with him after he is done with dealing with him.
Then I will wait, sir.
Okay, but I need the spelling of his name so we can get this going.
Okay, now the cop is crossing a line for me. Now he's coming into, like, coercion territory. She's clearly not comfortable giving you somebody else's name, which I don't think she's legally required to do. And she said, I will speak to your supervisor about it. If I'm the cop at this point, you need to disengage. You've been told no, whether you like it or not. She told you no. You need to leave her alone. Let her speak with the supervisor. Maybe they get the ID. Maybe they don't. If they don't, so what? The guy goes to jail as John Doe, like you said. Eventually, you will figure out who he is. He will tell you, or you will find records, or you'll run his prints, or something. But unless you can point to a law that says she's required to identify him, you need to stop. You've been told no, accept it, back off. Because again, she is not under arrest. She's not under suspicion of anything. So I'm not a fan of this extreme amount of pressure being put on her to, like, ID somebody else. That's not up to her. That is now your job, officer, not hers.
Give that information to your supervisor.
Okay. We're calming the situation. I didn't do anything, and you don't want to take the handcuffs off me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything at all. This is just a traffic violation. So I don't know why my handcuffs.
Come in your car for a second, please. I didn't check or anything like that.
Give him a good once-over, please.
Yes, sir. I'm Corporal Carlicky with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. I got her after the fact. I guess that gentleman pulled you over because he said you were speeding, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you said you didn't have your driver's license on. Do you have your driver's license on you?
No, I don't, sir.
Okay, so therefore we're going to take your prints because per chapter 322.15, the Florida State Statute survives. You have to give us your prints. So I'm going to step you out of the car and take your prints, okay?
That's not true.
Look at me. Look at me. I say this out of sincerity. It's year 27 for me. You have to give me your prints.
It appears to be true because they got the statute right there, so I'm going with true. But this also makes me think that no, there is no law that says she has to give his ID or it would be up on the screen, and it was not. So yeah, they absolutely can take your fingerprints to ID you. I would imagine most states have some version of this because there's going to be times where that's just what you have to do to ID people.
You're going to give us the prints. Otherwise, you're going to go to county jail for resisting without.
The suspect was charged with obstructing an officer without violence and had a $1,000 bond.
What? That's all we get? Well, that ended abruptly. Is there anything else? Is the rest just channel shill? Yeah, it is. Okay, that ended really abruptly. We didn't even get, like, the full, like, what the... Okay, so he was only charged with resisting without violence, which is true. He was not charged with failing to ID. They didn't say anything about speeding, and they didn't say anything about, like, oh, we found an active felony warrant, and that explains why he didn't want to ID himself. Very weird. I really do wonder if these people are, like, halfway to being sob sits because they kind of have that vibe, but it's like they don't have the script yet kind of thing. And if he's not wanted, if there's no reason for him to be hiding who he is, then, like, why go through all this trouble? And he seemed, like, very concerned about them taking his prints, which makes me think he has a record because it would come up with your fingerprints. Very weird. Okay, so let's break it down. As for the title, couple refuses ID turns into heated standoff. Couple refuses ID correct, heated standoff not correct, so the title gets a 50-50. As for the officer, I can't give him an A because the attitude is just too much, and the trying to coerce her into IDing somebody else is not okay. So he's getting a B-. He needs an attitude adjustment and possibly some better training. I'm also not cool with him, like, waiting so long to call a supervisor. But in the end, it went really the only way that it could go. Because if you're refusing to give your license, you're refusing to give your name, what are they supposed to do with that? Just be like, oh, you decided you're not guilty of speeding, so yeah, you can just go. Like, that is what some people honestly think. That's never going to happen. Okay, just give them your name, give them your license if you have one, or admit that you don't have one. Let them write you a citation for the speeding, and just go on your way and deal with it. But this guy's going to jail. Probably, he got $1,000 bond, so it cost him some money to get out. He's gonna have, he's gonna have court appearances. He's gonna have to deal with getting a lawyer, probably missing work, all because he wanted to argue a speeding ticket at the side of the road and not give his name. Like, you just made things 10 times worse, 10 times more expensive. Don't do this. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? Did you enjoy seeing the puppy? He likes to be on camera. Mostly he likes getting, undivided attention. But he's a good boy. What are your thoughts? Please leave them in the comments. If you're new here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more another day. Until the next one, I've been Insane Lane, as well as a Canadian girl. Love yourself and love on a fur baby. Bye-bye.